All right. We're going to take this pretty heavily into the hips today. We're going to take this toward Vinyasa 2, or I will refer to this as the hurdler's pose, just because it's much easier to say. So what's going to happen is a lot of opening to the inner thighs, definitely get into the hamstrings quite a bit as well, and this puts you in a position that some people call the flying splits. For most people, this doesn't look much like the splits, all right? If you're really open, it comes to this horizontal split where you balance on your arms, but just get as close to this as you can. This is the demonstration I have before we start. Once we get into the main part of the flow, every sequence is going to bring you to the front of the mat at the very end, and we're going to come into this pose from this almost all fours position. So you're going to have both hands down on the floor, one knee down, and then one foot forward behind the wrist on the same side. Now, to come into this, you want to lift the heel of that foot that's stepped forward, keep the knee high outside your arm, and you have to do some shifting around from here. You want to treat this as you come into the arm balance like you're coming to chaturanga. Shoulders forward, pull the elbows underneath you, and pull the elbows toward each other, so don't let the elbows wing out to the sides, keep that under control. And then to move into the arm balance itself, you're going to lean away from that front leg. So my left foot's forward, I'm going to bring my ribs onto my right arm, and then set my left leg on the left arm and lift my left foot. That front foot's got to come up off the floor. You're not going anywhere. Now, this is going to take a good bit of shifting around. It really depends on how long your arms are in relation to your torso for where you need to put things exactly. So get ready to just move around and wiggle a little bit. And again, try to get your ribs on one arm, the front leg on the other. And then look forward and treat this like a back bend in the upper back. Pull your chest forward. Keep leaning. And it's that forward lean that's going to lift the back leg. You got to use the leverage to lift that foot up off the floor. Now, what happens to a lot of people is they come into this point, and all of a sudden the head goes down, and it's kind of flop around like a fish in a dock. You're not going to go anywhere like this. You got to extend. The muscles in your back need to work. You got to lift your head, look forward, pull your chest forward, and that's when it's going to get into that final lift. And then if you want to take it even further, you can extend the front leg. Takes pretty open hamstrings to come into that point. Work it as best you can, and at least get into that hip opening with that front leg pressing into your arm. Now, to come into the vinyasa from here, you can just step it back to plank or swing the front leg back and come into chaturanga. But just work it as best you can and see how far you're ready to go with this. And again, be sure you're shifting around. Work toward balancing in that pose and just get as close as you can. If you don't get all the way there, that's fine, but it's getting close to the pose that builds up the strength and gives you more of the awareness of what you need to actually come into that position eventually. If you're not there, you're not quite at the point that gets you there already. So just keep all that in mind. So to start this, let's bring this up to standing. Now I want to loosen things up first to start. So I want you to take yourself into a ragdoll fold here to begin. So see the feet are about hips width distance or maybe a little wider. Heels in, toes out. And then bend your knees, keep your legs loose, let the hamstrings relax. Hinge from the hips and bring yourself all the way down. Now bend the knees as much as you need to rest your torso on your thighs as completely as you can. And then just let your arms just hang, let your head just hang, let the muscles in your neck relax. And keep that contact of your torso against your thighs. Now, if you want to take this with a little bit more of a stretch through the shoulders, you can reach to opposite arms and just grip, maybe holding onto the forearms, maybe all the way to the elbows, but just use that extra weight to let your shoulders sink further down toward the floor. And wherever you've taken this to, just let your head hang and close your eyes. So just take a moment here to settle in like this, let your mind quiet down. And even though this is an odd position, start to deepen your breathing as much as you can here to begin. So with your inhales, pull in as much as you can. Fill up your lungs, hold on to all that breath at the top, and feel your breath move toward your low back. And when you exhale, constrict the back of your throat. Slow your breath down on the way back out. And just work to make your exhales last at least as long as your inhales as you breathe here. And just keep breathing like this to begin. Now when you're ready, take a deep inhale. And then when you exhale, just open your eyes. And now if you've got any grip here, just release that. Let your arms just hang completely. And let's go up and down and take this nice and loose. So keep your knees bent, but restack your spine. Pull your belly in. And bring yourself up the vertical. Draw your shoulders back. Bring your head up last. Open up your palms to your sides. And then take it back down. Unstack your spine. Bring your chin to your chest and round from the top. Let your arms just hang, pull your belly in, bend your knees. Don't strain the hamstrings here. Bring it down low like before, where your torso comes into contact with your thighs. Let your hands hang all the way down. And then once you're down, lift back up, pull your belly in. Restack your spine, just make the movement smooth. You don't have to take it super slow. Bring your head up last. And then round it down again, chin to chest. Unstack from the top, bend your knees right away, pull your belly in. And again, bring it down low. Torso to your thighs, let the arms just hang. And then bring it up one more time. Restack your spine. And don't straighten your legs till you're all the way up. Draw your shoulders back, open up your palms at your sides, lift your head up last. And then once you're up, take an inhale, reach the arms up high. And with the exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Inhale, reaches up high again. Exhale, hands through center. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale through center again. Inhale, reaches up high. And now as you're reaching, lean to the left, but take hold of the right wrist with your left hand. Press your hips to the right, gaze up high. With your inhale, come up through center. Switch it out. Right hand takes hold of your left wrist. Lean to the right, press your hips over to the left. And then come back up through center. Take hold of the right wrist, draw the right arm across, gaze up high. Back up through center here, take hold of your left wrist. Stretch the left arm to the right, look up to the ceiling. And then bring it back up through center. Take hold of the right wrist and just hold this one a little bit longer. So gaze up high. Press your hips to the right, draw the right shoulder back, keep breathing and lengthen out your left arm even as you're stretching the right side. And then bring it up through center. One more time the other way. Take hold of your left wrist. Lean to the right, left shoulder back, gaze up high here, hips press over to the left. And stretch your right arm long as you're pulling on that left arm and keep breathing. Bring it back up to center, release the grip. And then bring the hands down through center. And then to your low back, palms facing away, fingers spread wide. I'm just turning for the camera here. Keep your shoulders pulled back, keep your chest open. We're going to take this into a few Hindu squats. Now see your feet about hips width distance apart, heels in, toes out. Keep the shoulders pulled back, keep your chest open, work to keep your torso upright as best you can. Try to keep the rigidity in your core. And then press your toes, lift your heels up, keep the heels lifted, and just go slow. Bend the knees, let them travel forward as they bend. Heels stay high, keep the shoulders pulled back, work to keep your upper body vertical, and try to come as low as you can, ideally to the heels. And then the heels are still lifted, lift back up to standing. Set your heels down for a moment. We're going to go back and forth like that. Bring the heels up when you're ready. And then bend the knees. Try to hold your spine upright, shoulders back, sink down, slow down to the heels. And then bring it back up to vertical. Once you're all the way up, set the heels down again. And then lift back up. Bend the knees, let them travel forward. Keep your chest open, shoulders back. Try to hold your spine upright. Bring it back to vertical. And then set the heels down. 2 more times, heels up high. Shoulders pulled back, keep your chest open, come down low. And then lift back up. Once your legs are straight, set your heels down. And then lift the heels one more time. Take this down slow. Shoulders pulled back, try to keep your spine upright, keep your gaze forward. And then once you're down, bring your hands to the floor between your knees. And when you're down, take this into a deep squat. So go ahead, set the feet down flat, heels in, toes out. The heels stay down on the floor. Now, if your hips are tight, just bring the elbows to your thighs and try to keep the hips at the level of the knees, and this is good enough. And if you're able to take it deeper, you can sink down to your depth. But again, keep the heels down. And you can always play with the angle of the feet, maybe bring them out a little bit wider, maybe narrow. It's going to depend on how you're actually built here, so play around with the position. And then from that deep squat, just take a twist. Right arm inside the right leg, bring your hand to the floor. Stretch your left arm up, and just keep that squat. Try to open up your chest without reach. And then switch it out. Left arm inside your left leg, bring the hand to the floor. Reach your right arm high, gaze up high here, but keep the hips low. And then bring the right hand back down. And then one at a time, bring your hands down to the floor behind you. And then just come down to a seat. And once you're seated, just go ahead and fold the knees side to side and loosen up. Let your body twist a little bit. And then bring the knees into center. I want to take this into boat. So I want you to take hold of your knees and squeeze your legs into your torso. Lean back enough to take the weight off your feet. And just balance this on your sit bones. Now squeeze the thighs in close. Find that contact as much as you can. Sit this up tall. Now try to keep your core engaged. Bring the shins up toward parallel with the floor. And then work to keep this upright position with the thighs pulled in tight, but release your grip. We're going to go back and forth from here to loosen up the hips from boat to kneeling. So bring the right foot behind your left leg. And then roll forward, right shin down, left foot down. Now you can use your hands, but bring this up to kneeling. Press your hips forward once you're up. Squeeze your glutes. And then pull your belly in, round your spine, take it down slow, and come back to boat with the legs together. Other way, left foot behind the right leg. Roll forward, left shin down, right foot down. Again, you can use your hands. Lift up to kneeling, press your hips forward at the top. Pull back in, round your spine, and bring it back down to boat. Now we'll speed it up a little bit. You got the choice. You can press your hands into the floor to come to the kneeling, or just reach forward and use your core. Either way, right foot behind your left leg. Now roll forward, lean forward, lift this up, press your hips forward at the top. Pull back in, round your spine. Now set yourself down lightly. No impact. Bring it back to boat. Left foot behind the right leg. Roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in and round. And come back to boat, legs together. Right foot behind your left leg. Roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in, round your spine, and come back to boat. Left foot behind the right leg. Roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in and round, and bring it back to boat, legs together. A couple more rounds. Right foot behind your left leg. Roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in, round your spine, and bring it back to boat. Left foot behind the right leg, roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in and round, and bring the legs back together. Right foot behind your left leg, roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in and round your spine, bring it back to boat. Left foot behind the right leg, roll forward, lean forward, lift, hips forward at the top. Pull back in and round, bring it back to boat, and just hold your shape this time. Now again, sit up tall, draw the thighs in close. And then separate your feet about hips width distance. Reach forward. Take hold of your big toes. Now just try to keep the shins toward parallel with the floor. Bring the thighs in contact with your belly, somewhere in your torso. And maybe just stay here. Press your low back forward. Stay balanced. Now, if you can take it further, try to keep your torso upright. But see about extending your legs a little bit or a lot. Hold that tension in your thighs. Keep the thighs pulled in close. Try to sit up tall. And then see about taking it further. Try to maintain your position, but release your grip. And just hold. Take an inhale. With the exhale, release. Bring your feet down, hands down behind you. And then again, just fold your knees right and left. Let your body twist and loosen up. And then bring your knees back into center. Now, feet in front of you, about hips width distance, hands behind the shoulders, shoulder width. We're going to take this up to reverse tabletop. Now, palms down. Rotate your fingers forward if you can. If you don't want to back off of the wrist, just point your fingers to the sides. But press down, lift your seat up off the floor. And let's go up and down. With an inhale, press your hips up high, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, sink this down. Inhale, lift up again. And then with the exhale, lower. Inhale, press up high. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, lift this up again. And exhale, lower. Inhale, press this up high. Exhale, come back down. And then inhale, lift one more time and hold here. Keep your glutes squeezing, stay lifted like this. And I'd recommend you keep your gaze forward, but you can have your gaze wherever you like. Now, as you hold on to that lift, we're going to take a figure four. Left foot's going to be your base. Bring the right ankle past your left thigh. Now, curl the toes to the right foot. Keep them curled. Keep the right leg tense, pressing into the left. And then from here, just sink down. Try to touch the right hip down to the floor. And then press back up. Again, sink your hip down. Take it down low. And then press back up. Squeeze your glutes. One more time, bring the right hip down. And then one more time, lift up like this. And then set the right foot down. That's going to be your base. Bring the left ankle across your right thigh. Now curl the toes to your left foot. Keep that leg pressing into the right. And then bring it down. Left hip down. Try to touch the floor. And then press straight up. Again, sink your left hip down. And then press back up. Bring the left hip down low. Press up one more time. Squeeze your glutes. And then set your left foot down. You're still in that reverse tabletop. Squeeze your glutes. Press the hips up higher. Still keep breathing. And then take an inhale. With the exhale, come all the way down. Now, once you're down, just take a moment, shake your hands out, loosen up your fingers and loosen up your wrists. And then once you're ready, just cross at the ankles, come forward, your hands come into all fours. And then once you're in all fours, just move around. Stretch your hands, stretch your fingers, let the shoulders and hips move side to side a little bit. And just feel things out. And then go ahead, bring this into center, and we'll take this into the wrist. So from here, just keep the hips stacked over your knees and bring the hands in close, within about 1 or 2 hands lengths of the knees. The closer you come in, the less intense this will be on the wrist. But keep your palms facing down. Rotate your fingertips out to the side and then in toward the knees as far as you can go. Both hands. Press the palms down, spread your fingers out wide, dig the fingertips down into the mat. And then once you've got that grip, just keep the hands tense. Now you can just stay here, maybe sway back and forth, and just feel that stretch moving through the wrists up into the forearms. But if you want to take it further, keep gripping and go forward and back. Bend the elbows in toward you, bring your shoulders forward, look forward, and then press back up to straight. And just keep moving forward and back like this. You don't have to lower too far. Just keep gripping the floor and feel that stretch moving up into your forearms through the wrists. And then the next time you come forward, stay forward. Squeeze the elbows toward each other. Maybe rest your weight on your arms like this. Keep your fingertips digging down. You can just stay here. But if you can take it further, then keep this position in the upper body. Keep gripping. And then lift your right leg. Bring the right big toe as far over the left as you can go. Let your body twist. And then set the knee back down. And then left big toe over to the right side. Go ahead, twist here. And then set the left knee down. Right big toe over the left again. You're still gripping with your fingers. And then bring the knee back down. Left big toe over to the right again. And then come back into center. Right big toe over to the left one more time. Bring it back to center here. Left big toe over to the right one more time. And then come back into center again. And then go ahead, lift back up. Come up onto your fingertips. And we'll take one more stretch. Now keep the hands in close like this, within 2 hands lengths of your knees. And then flip your hands over, backs of the hands down, palms up, the fingertips pointing toward you. Now spread your fingers wide, press your fingertips down. Keep that tension in your hands, keep your spine lifted. You can always slide the hands in even closer if you want less weight on the hands. But keep the tension and let it move up to the backs of the hands and into the forearms. Now it's enough to stay here. You can sway a little bit side to side. That might be good enough as well. But if you can go further still, see about extending your right leg straight back, reach to your big toe, and keep the hips squared. And then with the fingertips still digging down, we're going to pulse the right leg off to the left so you can move like a fish on my count. So bring it over to the left side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right knee down. Now take it on the other side. Fingertips are still pressing to the floor. Extend your left leg back. And then pulse that left foot right on my count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your left knee down. And then come up onto the fingertips and down onto your heels. Take a moment, shake your hands out. Loosen up your fingers and loosen up your wrists. And then once you're ready, come back to all fours. Now from all fours, let's take this into a lopsided setup. I want you to come down to the right forearm, but stay on your left hand. So right elbow to the side. Move your right hand to center, so that forearm's diagonal. Slide your left hand back, elbow stacks above the wrist. Keep the elbow pulled into your side. Now just keep your chest facing the floor, and then step your feet back. Come into a full plank, and bring your body into line. Now as you hold this, just look forward. Keep your chest facing down. Keep that left elbow squeezing in. And then with the left leg straight, lift the toes of your left foot up off the floor. Now back and forth, pull that left knee forward toward your left shoulder close as you can, and extend the leg straight back. Left knee to left shoulder, and extend the leg back. Knee to left shoulder, extend this back again. Knee to left shoulder, extend back one more time. Knee to left shoulder, now set your left leg on your left arm, press down, keep your chest facing the floor as best you can. And if you want to go even further, maybe extend your left leg over the arm. And this sort of brings you into that hurdless setup. Go ahead, release that. Set your right knee down, bring your left knee down, and come back up onto both hands. And give yourself a moment here to breathe. When you're ready, switch it out. Come down onto your left forearm and stay on the right hand this time. Left elbow to the side. Left hand moves into center. That forearm's diagonal. Now slide your right hand back, stack the elbow above the wrist, and keep the elbow pulled in. Now just look down, step your feet straight back, bring your body into line, and keep that right elbow pulled in, keep your chest facing down. Now right leg straight, just lift the toes up off the floor. And then bring that knee forward toward the right shoulder. Extend the leg back. Knee to right shoulder. Extend the leg back. Knee to right shoulder. Extend the leg back again. Knee to right shoulder. Extend back one more time. Knee to right shoulder and set the right leg on your right arm. Press down, keep your chest facing down. If you can take it further, maybe extend the right leg as you're pressing into that arm. Keep breathing. And then go set your left knee down. Bring the right knee down to the floor as well. Come up onto both hands. Come back to all fours and take a moment to breathe. Now, one more thing to warm things up before we move on from this part. So from all fours, wrists under the shoulders and knees underneath your hips, step the right foot forward outside your right hand. And then tuck the toes of the left foot and lift your left knee. Now press in your palms. Keep your shoulders lifted and just press straight down. Now step the right foot back next to the left, come into a full plank. And then bring your left foot forward outside your left hand. Now press in your palms, step the left foot back, come into plank again. Right foot comes forward outside the right hand. Now keep your shoulders over your wrists, fingertips digging into the mat, palms pressing down. Move your hips straight up and down. Now I want to go back and forth, hopping and switching positions. If you prefer, you can walk it. But otherwise, do this on 3. The higher you bring up your hips, the more time and space you have to move. So on my count. 1, 2, 3. Back and forth like that. 1, 2, 3. Now keep your shoulders and wrists, press the palms down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now when you hop, snap your belly and get the hips up as high as you can. Try to land this lightly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Couple more rounds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now press down, try to land silently. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, and 3. Now go ahead, bring both knees down. Come back to all fours. Take a moment here and breathe. And you can always just stay here and breathe. Take a break. Maybe take another stretch before you move on. But when you're ready, tuck your toes, straighten your legs, lift your hips, find your downward dog. Now when you move into position, take a look at how you set this up. Hands shoulder width distance apart. Press your palms flat, feel weight toward the base of your thumbs. Sink your chest low to the floor. Even as your chest sinks down, reach into the floor, press your hips up high and use your core, drawn from the belly around the low ribs, help to lengthen your spine with that tension and keep the hips lifting. If your legs are tight, let the tension go and bend your knees. You can always pedal this out and stay loose. When you're ready, here, take an inhale. With the exhale, just bend the knees, look forward, step to the front, take a ragdoll fold. So feet about hips with distance apart, deep bend in the knees. Let your belly touch your thighs, let your head hang, let your spine round. And just let everything go long and loose here, let the muscles of your neck relax. Now you can hang your hands to the floor, you can reach to opposite elbows if you like, and maybe shake this side to side to loosen further. And then when you're ready, just release any grip that you have. And like before, keep your knees bent to begin and restack your spine. Round this up to standing, bring your head up last. And then just open up your palms at your sides. Now when you're ready, with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Now take a moment here to breathe, set an intention. Let your mind clear, find your focus. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release your hands. Now with the next inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, slowly fold this forward. Hinge at the hips. Start with a straight spine. Put a little bend in the knees. Keep your core engaged. Move smoothly. And then just release this at the bottom. Now with an inhale, lift it up halfway. Fingertips to the floor or to your shins. Lengthen forward through the crown of your head. And then with the exhale, just bring your hands to the mat. Let's step it back to high plank. Find your shape. Sink the shoulders, palms press to the floor. Press the floor away from you and press your spine up toward the ceiling. Keep that lift. Take an inhale here. Now with the exhale, slowly bring your shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Keep your body in line. Elbows pulled into your sides. Lower with control and come all the way down to your belly. Once you're down, flatten the feet up behind you. Hands under the shoulders. Elbows into your sides. And let's go up and down through low cobra. So with an inhale, just peel up your head, neck, and chest. Exhale, roll this back down. Inhale, peel up again. And then with the exhale, lower. Inhale, peel up one more time. Stay lifted here. Now keep the lift in the upper body, press into your feet. And then take some or all the weight out of your hands. Elbows at your sides, pull the shoulders back, keep your gaze forward, and lift up a little bit higher. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll it down. Now hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides, press the palms down to the floor. And let's take it to upward facing dog. So with an inhale, straighten your arms. Now pull your chest forward, let your hips hang, stay on the tops of your feet. Keep your legs active, work to lift your knees up from the mat. Take it further, kick your feet down, squeeze your glutes and pull the hips forward to deepen the arc all through the front. Lift with the arms, lift up with your shoulders, keep your neck long, keep your chest pulling forward. And then take an inhale. With the exhale, pull the belly and hips up high, back to down dog. Paddle out here. Let your hips move side to side. Now from your downward facing dog, inhale the right leg high behind you. And with your right leg lifted, move into a scorpion dog right away. So bend the right knee, hang your right foot left, and work to stack your hips best you can. With the next inhale, straighten your right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, forward, knee to right elbow. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, knee to right elbow one more time. Stay forward like this, stay lifted around your spine. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, set the right foot down outside your right hand. Now shoulders are over the wrist, press into your palms, move your hips straight up and down. Now you can walk it back and forth, or we'll hop it again on 3 on my count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, and 3. Right foot forward, left foot back. Step the left foot forward between your hands, and that'll be your base foot. Now pull the right knee to your chest and around your spine. Take hold of the right knee, come up all the way to standing. Now once you're up, just dig the left big toe down into your mat. Take a moment to breathe. And when you're ready, move into your standing twist. So right hand comes to the right hip, left hand outside the right knee. Keep your spine tall, pull the right shoulder back, open up your chest to the right as far as you can. And this is good enough right here. If you want to go further, you can reach your left hand to the outside edge of the right foot. Maybe take hold of that leg and start to extend it forward. You can always reach your right arm back and open further to the side, but keep yourself twisted, keep yourself vertical, and just breathe. Now still balancing here, take an inhale. With the exhale, just turn to center, hands, hips, right knee still lifted. And switch out. Right foot will be your base. Come to standing with your left knee high. Now once you've got your balance, just keep that knee lifted, keep the right big toe pressed down, bring the hands to your low back. Interlace the fingers, pull the palms together, draw your shoulders back and keep your chest open. We're going to go back and forth from here to a warrior 3. Now put just a little bend on the right knee, keep your hips squared. And then hinge from the right hip. Extend the left leg straight back, bring your lifted body in line. And then come down as low as you're able, maybe toward parallel, maybe you stay more upright. And take it slow. Hinge back from the right hip. Bring yourself to standing with your left knee high. Now again, hinge forward. Keep the right knee bent just a little bit. Keep your gaze forward, shoulders back. Bring everything into line and take this low to where you can. And then bring it back up the vertical with your left knee lifted. One more time like that. Hinge from the right hip. Left leg straight back. Bring everything into line. Keep your shoulders back. Keep your chest open. Keep looking forward. And then just hold here. Now slowly take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just bend the right knee, set the left foot down behind you, come to a high lunge stance. And take a moment to adjust this. Deep under the right knee, left leg towards straight, left heel lifted behind. Pull the left hip forward, right hip back, keep the hips squared, keep your shoulders pulled back, and keep your spine upright. Now we'll take it to that back leg. So when you're ready, dip the left knee down low just above the floor, and then lift straight up. Again, bring your left knee down low, keep your spine upright, and lift it back up. Bring the left knee down low, keep your shoulders pulled back. Lift back up again. Left knee down low just above the floor. And then lift up one more time. Now sink your left knee down low and hold here. Now once you're low, release the bind. Bring the left hand to your chest and with your right hand, reach back toward your left heel. You don't have to touch it. Now try to look back along the length of your right arm. And if you want to take this deep, see about straightening your right leg and leaning further back. Keep breathing here. Try to hold that bend in the left knee and keep reaching through the right arm. This is not supposed to be easy at all if you start to take it deep. Now slowly take an inhale. With the exhale, turn to center, hands to hips. Bring the left knee all the way down to the floor. And then flatten the left foot behind you. So just a kneeling lunge. Everything's vertical from the left knee up. Now go ahead, extend the right leg straight. Come on to the heel. We're coming to a half split setup. So right heel to the floor, the toes point up. Dig that heel down, rotate the big toe towards center a little bit and pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Find that stretch in the back of the right thigh and keep that leg straight, keep your thigh tense. Now with your hands at your hips, slowly hinge from the hips, come toward a 45-degree angle in your upper body. Press your low back forward, keep the shoulders pulled back, and just keep your gaze forward. Now as you hold this, reach your right arm back and your left arm forward. Keep digging down into that right heel. And without moving anything else, switch the arms. Right arm forward, left arm back. Switch with your left arm forward. Switch again, right arm forward. Switch again, left arm forward. Switch again, right arm forward. Left arm forward again. Switch again, right arm forward. And then with your left arm forward one more time and hold here. Then take a half bind, right arm behind your back, palm face me, pull that shoulder back. Bring the left hand to the floor inside the right leg. Now bend into that right knee as much as you need to, but touch your belly to the right thigh, maybe just sink down. Once you find that contact, pull the right shoulder back. Let your chest open up to the right side a little bit. Now this is good enough, but if you can take it deeper, bend the left elbow, maybe even bring the left forearm down to the floor. Right shoulder stays high, belly still touching your thigh. As long as you feel a stretch in the back of the right leg, you're doing fine. Now if you want to go even deeper, if you can reach, you can bring the left hand to the outside edge of the right foot, but still keep that left elbow low toward the floor and keep the right shoulder high. Breathe here. Now take an inhale. With the exhale, slowly come back up onto the left hand from wherever you are. Now push into your left hand, and then bend the right knee, pull the right foot back so it's further back than your left hand is on the floor. Now the right arm's still bound, bring that right hand to your hip. And we'll take this into revolved half moon. So the weight comes to your right foot, lift your left leg and extend it straight back. Keep the right shoulder high. Now you can keep that right hand on your hip, maybe extend the right arm high, and maybe straighten the right leg and take it further still. Try to hold the twist and keep your chest open to the right. Now if you want to go deeper, you bind the left leg, bend the left knee, reach back with the right hand, find the foot. And if you have that grip, kick in your hand to pull the shoulder further back, keep breathing here. And then take an inhale. Now with the exhale, just release. Bring both hands down, bring your left knee down, and keep the right foot on the floor. Set it up behind your right wrist. We're taking that almost all fours position. And this will take us toward hurdlers. Now shoulders or wrists. Lift the right heel. Keep the right knee high outside the arm. And then think chaturanga. Now look forward. Bring your shoulders forward. Pull the elbows underneath you as they bend. Now lean away from the right leg. Ribs go onto your left arm. Right leg to the right arm. Lift your right foot. Now keep looking forward. Keep leaning. Pull your chest forward to lift your left leg up off the floor. If you want to take it further, maybe extend your right leg as well. Just take this to where you can. And then when you're ready, go ahead, step it back, fly it back, take it through your vinyasa. And once you find your down dog, just move around and breathe. Now let's take this to the other side. With your next inhale, raise your left leg high behind you. Now take your scorpion dog, bend your left knee, hang the left foot right, let your hips stack, let your body twist. With the next inhale, straighten that left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale forward, knee to left elbow. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, knee to left elbow, stay forward, stay lifted. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, just set the left foot down outside your left hand. Now press into your palms, shoulders, wrists. Move your hips straight up and down. Now again, you can always walk this, but otherwise hop it on three. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, and 3. Left foot forward, right foot back. Now step the right foot forward between your hands. That'll be your base foot. Pull the left knee to your chest and curl in. Take hold of your left knee, come up all the way to standing. Find your balance and dig your right big toe down into the mat. Keep breathing here. Now once you're stable, just slow your breathing down and take your standing twist. Left hand to your left hip, right hand outside your left knee. Now pull your left shoulder back, open up your chest to the left side as far as you can. And this is good enough. Just keep yourself upright. If you're going to go further, right hand to the outside edge of the left foot, start to extend your left leg. Just take that to where you can. Maybe reach your left arm back. But again, stay upright and keep your twist. Now take an inhale. With exhale, slowly turn to center. Hands to hips, left knee lifted for just a moment yet. And then set the left foot down, switch it out. That's your base. Come to standing with your right knee high this time. Now press your left big toe into the floor. When you're ready, bring your hands to your low back. And find the grip that feels strange as you interlace your fingers, opposite grip from what you had before. Now pull the palms together, keep your shoulders pulled back, keep your chest open, keep looking forward. And back and forth from here to that warrior three. Put a little bend in your left knee. And then hinge from the left hip, extend the right leg straight back, bring everything lifted into line. And see about how low you can take this. Just take it to where you can. Keep your hips squared, lift back up, hinge from left hip, and back to standing with your right knee high. Now again, hinge forward, right leg straight back, bring everything into line, and just take it as low as you can go toward parallel. And then bring yourself back up the vertical with that right knee lifted again. One more time like that, hinge forward. Extend the right leg back and just hold where you can. Everything lifted in one long line. Lower the right hip so your hips are squared. Keep your gaze forward, keep your shoulders pulled back, and keep breathing. Now take it slow. Bend into your left knee, step the right foot down behind you, come into your high lunge stance. And again here, just adjust it. So deep bend left knee, right leg toward straight, right heel lifted behind, right hip pulls forward, left hip back, the feet on two separate tracks, about hips width distance apart. Keep your hips squared. Now keep your shoulders pulled back, keep your chest open. And then take this into the back leg. Dip your right knee down low just above the floor. And then lift straight up. Bring your right knee down low again. And then lift back up. Right knee down low just above the floor. And then lift back up. Bring your right knee down low, keep your spine tall. And then come back up. One more time, sink the right knee low and hover the knee just above the floor. Now release your hands, right hand to your chest, left hand reaches back toward the right heel. Now try to look down your left arm, and if you want to go further, you can start to straighten your left leg and lean this further back. Just take things to where you can and keep breathing here. Now take an inhale. With the exhale, just turn to center, hands to your hips. Bring the right knee down and flatten the right foot behind you. Everything stacks to vertical from the right knee up. And then take your half split setup from here. So extend your left leg straight, heel to the floor, toes point up. Now dig in your left heel, pull that left hip back, right hip forward, rotate the left big toe towards center at least a little bit. Keep the tension on the left leg so you start to feel that stretch on the back of the left thigh. Now with your hands on your hips, try to hold the arch in your spine. Keep your shoulders pulled back and hinge forward toward a 45-degree angle. And just stay here. Keep that left heel digging down. Now reach your right arm forward, left arm back. And just switch the arms out without moving anything else. Left arm forward, right arm back. Switch it out, right arm forward. Switch again, left arm forward. Switch this out, right arm forward. Switch again, left arm forward. Switch again, right arm forward. And then left arm forward one more time. Switch again with the right arm forward and hold. Half bind left arm behind your back, palm facing away. And then bring the right hand to the floor inside your left leg. Now keep that left shoulder lifted. Bend the left knee as much as you need to, but bring your belly down to touch your left thigh. Maybe the leg straight, maybe not. Just feel that stretch in the back of the left thigh. And if you can take it further still, bend the right elbow, sink further down. Maybe bring the forearm to the floor. To go deeper, right hand to the outside edge of the left foot, but try to keep that right elbow low, left shoulder high, and keep your belly in contact with your left thigh. Keep breathing here. Now take an inhale. And with the exhale, slowly come up onto the right hand. Now press the right hand into the floor. Bend your left knee, slide the left foot back so it's behind the right hand, or further back, I should say. And then left hand to your hip. Now we'll take it to a revolved half moon. So push your left foot, lift your right leg, and extend that right leg straight back. Left shoulder high. Keep your twist, keep your chest open to the left. Now to go further, you can straighten your left leg. You can reach your left arm high, and this is good enough. Keep your chest open left. If you want to bind the right leg, bend the knee, reach with your left hand, find the foot. If you have that grip kicking your hand, let it pull your shoulder further back. Keep breathing here. Now take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release this. Both hands down. Bring your right knee down. And keep your left foot on the floor. So back to that almost all fours position with the left foot behind your left wrist. Now keep your shoulders over your wrist. Lift your left heel. Keep the knee high outside your arm. And then to hard lift. Bring your shoulders forward. Pull the elbows underneath as they bend. Ribs go onto your right arm. Left leg onto your left arm. Lift your left foot. Keep looking forward. Keep leaning forward. Pull your chest forward to lift the right leg up as well. And then maybe extend through that left leg. Take this to where you can. And then when you're ready, take it through another vinyasa. And once you find your down dog, move around and breathe. Now let's take it into half pigeon. When you're ready with an inhale, raise your right leg high. And with the exhale, bring it forward. Right knee behind the right wrist, right ankle somewhere behind the left. Now go bring your left knee down, flatten your left foot behind you. Pull your left hip forward, keep it in line with the right, and sink your weight straight down. Find some of that stretch on the right side, outer hip or toward the glutes. And you can just sit this upright. This is good enough. Now if you want to go deeper, you can take this toward one of the back bends. And if you want to just rest and melt this down, you come down to the elbows, maybe take it down all the way. But keep your hips squared and just breathe into this here. Just take it to where you need to right now. Now, from wherever you are, bring your hands in close. And let's switch it out. Go ahead, tuck the toes to your left foot, release your right leg. Shake it for a moment. And then once the right foot's down, inhale your left leg high. With the exhale, bring it forward. Left knee behind your left wrist, left ankle somewhere behind the right. Right knee down, right foot flat behind. Pull that right hip forward, keep it in line with the left, and sink your weight straight down. Look for some of that stretch on the left side, outer left hip or toward the glutes. Now again, you can stay upright like this. You can go deeper toward the back bend. Or just melt it down. Take it to where you need to again. And then again, from here, bring your hands in close. Tuck the toes of your right foot, release the left leg. Take a moment, shake it out. And then once you set your left foot down, bring your knees down on the mat. We're going to take this into a camel variation. Now see your knees are about hips width distance apart. It's about one hand's width between your thighs, more or less. And then bring yourself upright. Now I always do this with my feet flat. If you prefer, you can always tuck your toes. But bring your hands to your low back. So palms face away, fingers wide, shoulders pulled back, elbows wide. And as you hold this, just use this to open your chest and keep your gaze forward. Now keep your feet kicking down. Squeeze your glutes and press the hips forward. Hold that tension. And then as the shoulders pull back, open your chest even further. Now walk your gaze up the wall in front of you. Find the point of the ceiling directly above. Hold here. Now work to lengthen out your spine. So pull in from the belly, round the low ribs, and try to cinch up your midsection to lengthen your spine even more, pulling up and out of the pelvis before you think about deepening the bend. And then maybe walk the gaze along the ceiling and bring your gaze toward the back wall. Now just hold this, keep your chest open, keep your spine long. If you want to go even deeper, kick your feet down, but maybe hinge from the knees and lean further back. You're not going to have to take it too far before you really feel the difference. Keep the front of the body open and stay long. Keep breathing. Now slowly walk your gaze along the ceiling, find the front wall. And then go ahead, bring your hands down to the floor, come down into all fours. Once you're down, just move the shoulders and hips side to side, wiggle around, loosen up your spine. And then when you're ready, go ahead and bring your legs out from underneath you and come all the way down to your back. Now once you're down, bring your knees to your chest, squeeze everything in tight, and just flatten your spine for a moment. And then go ahead, release your grip and bring your feet to the mat. We're going to take one long round of back bending here. Now, I'm going to start this out with bridge and then lead into wheel. If you want to hold wheel longer, you can take it from the beginning, and you can always stay in bridge and you don't have to go any further. But to set it up, feet and knees, hips with distance, bring your heels in close so you start with your low back basically flat. Arms at your sides, palms down, keep your gaze high. Now, when you're ready, with an inhale, press your feet, lift your hips, squeeze your glutes, and just hold. And this is all you need. Just keep the tension of the lift with your hips pressing up. Now, if you want to deepen your bridge, you can bring your hands under your hips. Maybe interlace the fingers. Maybe pull the palms together. You can work your shoulders further behind your back to open up your chest even more. Hips are still pressing up. And if you can reach, you can hold your ankles and use that grip to lift the hips even higher and open up your chest still further. Now, if you want to go from here to wheel, go ahead, keep the hips lifted, but release your hands. Hands come down around your head, elbows high. Press into the floor. You can always just lift up to the top of your head first, and then just straighten the arms when you're ready. Hips toward the ceiling, chest toward the back of the mat. Now, you can lift the heels in either pose if you feel there's too much on the low back, but keep your glutes squeezing. And if you took this into wheel, if you want to take this a little bit further, here's the option just to open up your chest even more. Now, keep your glutes engaged, but then bend the elbows, dip your head down to the floor, and then press back up towards straight arms. 2 more times. Just take it slow. Dip your head down. Press back up, keep your glutes engaged. And then 1 more time, dip your head down to the floor. Press back up, try to straighten your arms further, open your chest even more, glutes are still squeezing. And then from whatever pose you're in, take an inhale. With the exhale, bring everything back down to the mat. Now once you're down, pull your knees into your chest and just squeeze things in tight. And let's take a supine twist. Release your left leg extended fully. Left hand to the right knee, right arm out to your side. Now pull the right knee across your body, tuck your left hip underneath. And just find that stretch of the outer right hip toward your low back. Now if you need more, you can use the right hand and the left hand rather and press down. And if you're going to take it further, go ahead and extend the right leg to the side. Now if you want to take it further still, you can bend your left knee, reach with the right hand. If you do find that grip, kick into your hand. And however far you take the twist, ground your shoulders as much as you can and just breathe. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release. Bring everything back to center. Draw both knees in. And then go ahead, switch out when you're ready. Extend the right leg this time. Right hand to your left knee. Left arm out to the side. Now go ahead, pull the left knee across your body. Tuck your right hip underneath. Both shoulders down. Look left and find the stretch in the outer left hip toward the low back on this side. Now if you want more, you can use the right hand and press down. Maybe extend your left leg to the side. If you want the second bind, bend the right knee, reach with your left hand. If you find that grip, kick into your hand. And again, keep both shoulders grounded as you're twisting here. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release your grip. Bring everything back to center. Draw both knees in side by side. And then let's take happy baby. Reach between the knees. Take hold of the outside edges of your feet. And stack your ankles above your knees. Now draw down on both sides. Press your knees toward the floor outside your ribs and press your feet up into your hands. And just keep the tension working up and down here. Flatten your spine as much as you can. And if you want to go further, you can rock a little bit side to side. And further still, you can extend your legs out against your grip. And then finally, when you're ready, take a deep inhale here. Draw it down as much as you can. And with your exhale, just release. Extend your legs out fully. Lay your arms at your sides. Open up your palms toward the ceiling. And then just let your eyes close here and let your body sink down into the mat for a moment. And then just start to move bit by bit, fingers and toes. Arms and legs. Take a deep inhale, reach your arms out long past your head. And then draw it all back in, bring the elbows toward your chest. Pull your knees up as well. And just find your way up to a comfortable seat. Now ground yourself into the mat here, stack your spine. Bring your hands up to heart center. And then take a deep inhale. Hold on to it at the top. And then just let everything go. I thank you for joining class. Namaste.